What is the technical lead's role on an Agile development team? Hi, I am Isaac Sacolick. I'm the president of StarCIO, and welcome to episode 11 of 5 Minutes with NY Ike. In this episode, we are going to review the Agile planning and delivery process and talk about how Agile technical leads enable their team's success. In a basic Agile and Scrum process, there's really only three roles. There's the end users and customers and stakeholders. Then there's the product owner that has a very specific role to interview them and understand their values, their needs, and come up with the backlog of prioritized things for the team to work on and to really represent the customer with the team. And then we have our multidisciplinary team that commits at the start of the sprint and completes and delivers and reviews at the end of the sprint. Now, in order for this team to function, we've added roles like the Scrum Master, a role that I will cover in an upcoming episode of 5 Minutes with NY Ike. And then many teams have technical leads, right? And technical leads are there to provide support and guidance and mentorship to a technology group to make sure that not only what is being delivered, but how things are being delivered. So let's explore this role further to understand how the technical lead can help teams become successful in a sprint and in delivering releases. So we're going to talk about the technical lead's role in the scope of completing a release. I'm going to share with you elements of StarCIO's Agile release management process, and it starts with planning the release. Okay, now planning doesn't happen once, it's happening continuously. Right, we are always working on filling in new epics and features and stories and filling our backlog up so that we can do more work in the future. In every sprint, we're also doing delivery, which is taking stories that we've committed to, delivering code, and making sure that our software and applications are release ready. What we call deploy is actually when we're ready to share that release with end customers and start getting feedback on it. And it doesn't end there. We're very interested in monitoring that release. Did it meet customer expectations? Are they seeing the experience they expected? Is it performing well? And using that as feedback to fill up our backlogs in the future. So this is what we call release management, and you can learn a lot more about StarCIO's Agile release management process in new courses and certifications I have around it. You can learn more about it at that URL, starcio.com/5nyike/agile. So now let's look at the technical lead's roles and responsibilities in the context of release management. Let's look at the technical lead's role in the StarCIO Agile planning process, starting with continuous planning. Right? In continuous planning, we're starting with epics and features, breaking those down into stubs and then stories. And the technical lead is partnering with the product owner to assist in that breakdown, right? Because particularly when you go from features into stubs and stories, we want to make sure that it's a breakdown that the team can execute on. In StarCIO's framework, the technical lead is also providing an initial estimate before the team provides a finalized size against that fully written story. Right? When we get into delivery and working on stories, I want the technical lead to work with the team on the commitment, make sure they understand the priorities, the impacts, and coach the team into a commitment that they can make. And then at the end of a sprint, very important for that technical lead to lead the sprint review, right? And decide who is demoing different stories and to create a story around what the team's accomplishments were around that particular sprint. When we think about deployment, right, I want the technical lead to take responsibility around quality, right? There should be QA and testing responsibilities on the team, but that tech lead needs to be the first one to stand up and say, this is ready for release to customers. In addition, right, itemizing any new technical debt or creating new stories for technical debt that should be created in upcoming releases is the technical lead's responsibility, because otherwise it never gets done. And then lastly, when it comes to monitoring, I want the tech lead sitting with the product owner, sitting with stakeholders, and sitting with operations and listening for feedback around the experience, around operations, to decide what needs to go into the backlog for future releases. And if there's anything unexpected, and we're going to call those defects, to be able to get those defects on the backlog in such a way that teams can work on it. If you want to learn more about StarCIO Agile Planning, please do sign up for my newsletter. The URL is there, starcio.com/5nyike/EP11. That's a newsletter I send out every month around all my writing around transformation and Agile and data and DevOps. And please subscribe to our channel, 5 Minutes with NY Ike. I'll see you in a couple weeks with our next episode.